What you're doing when you're out riding is like hunting out that state where you are actually in the moment and you are actually enjoying it. You're just enjoying being where you are and doing what you're doing, and you wouldn't rather be anywhere else. Because it's so hard to get there, the reward is really high as well, and it's quite addictive, that feeling. It doesn't matter how much effort you have to put in to get there. Once you've felt it once, it's not enough to not feel it again. You're sort of willing to go out and push your limits to try and find it. There's an amazing little community around kind of ultra distance racing, and it really takes all sorts, but obviously everyone's linked by this motivation to go and test themselves. And I think looking from the outside in, people often stick words to it like extreme or masochistic, or you get, oh, you must be mad all the time. But I think that that kind of reduces it a lot. The folks that I've met in that community are some of the bravest and kind of most curious people that I've met. Like, they're just people that are not afraid to go and see what they can do and see what it feels like, and then not being afraid of failure is a quality that I've come across a lot, and I really, really admire. Like, people that are just willing to go and see what they can do, however much of a crying mess it makes them along the way. And the people that I've known, seen come back again and again and do routes, do different races, you only ever see them get stronger, physically, but also mentally. Like, as people, it definitely grows people a lot. It's not just about making yourself hurt.
Yeah, some people are pretty weird. I think it depends what people's motivations are. If you're just out there to really enjoy being part of the landscape for a while, rather than being super competitive, I think that's quite different to someone who's purely out there to be as fast as they can, and they're not really interested in where they are or what they're passing by. I think those people are weird because they're missing out on a lot.
There are rules to the independent time trials, but they're super, super simple. So it's just self-sufficiency is kind of the name of the game. So you need to carry everything that you need to get yourself around the route. There's no food drops, no outside support, no kind of sag wagon. It's just you on your own. So in that sense, it's a very pure form of racing. You are allowed to go to the shops. You can book yourself a B&B if you want, but it has to be services that are open to the public. The Cairngorms Loop is a 300-kilometre independent time trial route around the Cairngorms that starts in Blair Athol, and then you head up the A9 from the start on the cycle path for about 10 miles before cutting north. The Gaelic Pass is one of the old military roads from the 17th century that the soldiers used to come north and sort of squash the rebellion in the Highlands. But once you get to Glenmore, the route starts doing the loop within a loop. You sort of dive away south, going into the mountains proper. Buying more all the way through into Glenderry, you're staying above 700 metres. This is like by far the toughest bit of the route. Really physical climb, lots of water bars. And then you drop into Glenfeshie again, so sort of closing the inner loop. Then you're all the way out to Tomintoul, so kind of the furthest east point of the route. You feel like you're really kind of out there, and it's also the furthest point from home. You've still got at least 7 or 8 hours to go. Quickly past Braemar Castle. And then once you're in Glentilt, you've got this amazing kind of roller coaster section of single track that's really technical, really fun, but really consequential, really late in the day. And then from there you do another big climb that you didn't really want to do, and you drop straight into Blair Athol. So it's under the train station clock is where the route officially finishes.
The absolute worst thing is getting up early and trying to eat. And I think I managed 2 mouthfuls of muesli and then felt like I was going to be sick, and just hid in the van until it was time to come out and get on my bike. As soon as you start riding, I guess you start to warm up and you start to wake up and your body starts to feel alive.
From the start, we were off like riding in mist pretty much straight away. And you could tell it was this thick, it was almost the first mist of autumn, just your beams of light kind of picking through it. Kind of blanket in the glens, and we were really, really hoping that it was going to either burn off really quick or that we were going to ride through it really quick.
We've just popped out the mist. Myself and Elle rode together probably for the first couple of hours, I think. And we just started to get the sunrise and the mist was catching the light. It was all golden, and it was just starting to lift as well. So we had like mist at different levels, and the light catching the mountain and catching the mist, and it was just absolutely amazing. And it was so nice having someone to share that with. It can be quite lonely sometimes doing these things, so having Elle there, that was wonderful.
40 kilometres in, still pretty chilly, but the inversion in Glentromie is absolutely amazing.
day that long is full of really sort of little special moments that you wouldn't normally catch on a normal day, but that was definitely the first one and probably the one that stuck with me anyway.
Just finished the first big climb of the route. Just climbing up the shoulder of Bynett Moor. Oh, definitely wakes your legs up. You and Liam are just ahead of me, going over the skyline. We've climbed out of the fog, and it is gorgeous.
Amazing. The best day there's ever been in Scotland.
Our legs feel tired, but happy still. Tired but happy, which is a good sign at this point, I think.
If you were writing a script for the perfect day's ride of the Cairngorms Loop, it was that. I don't think we saw a cloud all day. It literally couldn't have been better. And we even had kind of slight northerly breeze off the North Sea, so although it was warm, it never got too hot as well, so dehydration wasn't such an issue. All through the afternoon, just like a gorgeous, gorgeous evening, watching the sunset as we were riding through D-side.
We have done 250 kilometres, and it definitely feels like it.
That's the last light kind of fading from the sky now. So I've just stopped at the top of quite a big descent, put all my warm clothes on, get my lights on, move food around ready for darkness so I don't have to faff around later.
We got through the last gate off the last little bit of Land Rover track. We've got maybe 150 metres of descent to do. So Ewan had a quick look at his GPX and he asked, do you reckon we can get to the station in 9 minutes? Because that's what time it is if we want to go sub 18 hours. To do a little downhill tarmac sprint into the station was a really nice high to end on.
I feel like you're meant to say something profound. And after all those long hours thinking about it, I just want to be sick. I might still be. That was such a good day out.
Morning. So it's about 7:30. Not got too far to go. Blair Athol's just down there somewhere in the clouds, and I've seen another beautiful sunrise. It just fills your heart with joy again because it's so beautiful, and it was such an amazing sunrise in the mountains, and you could see the pink on Benaglow, and just watching that light change and rise, and it was like, why wouldn't I want to be here? Like, this is exactly where I want to be right now and what I want to be doing right now, and watching this sunrise, and it just gives you the energy to finish and feel good and feel awake and happy and strong again coming out of the night.
It's 8 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, and Annie is about 10 minutes away. She's just got to come down the last tarmac descent. So she's going to smash the women's record. Yeah, really hope she's had a good ride.
You can do it on a bike, or you can do it doing something completely different, painting or writing music. But for me, riding my bike is a way to find a flow state, and it's really elusive, and you can never get there if you're actively trying to find it, but it comes across you sometimes, and time stops kind of happening in the way that you're used to it happening. It might feel like 5 minutes and it's been 5 hours, or the other way around. But that's the thing that keeps me coming back, is trying to kind of get to that elusive state where everything just feels good, and you can do things that you didn't think you could, and it doesn't even hurt.
Just riding down Glen and it smells amazing. You can't imagine riding your bike for 24 hours or more until you do it, until you're there and doing it. And so you just have to start, and you just have to look at the weather forecast, be prepared for whatever might happen, and then just go and enjoy it and have a sense of humour. And rather than getting cross when things don't go your way, think of it as a positive opportunity to problem solve and be proud of yourself for overcoming those extra obstacles. And just enjoy where you are and look around you and be part of it.